Hi, I'm Tanya from Your Feed, and you are watching #The Channel live at Barking Dagenham College. We're having a fantastic day here at Inspiration 2017, and we're very fortunate to have Daniel Champong, who has broken the media industry at the age of 23, working for names such as Sky, ITV, Channel 4, and he's going to give us a little bit of an insight into the tricks of the trade, what you need to do to get there, and also his new initiative, Talk to Dan. So, Dan, give us a little bit of background.
I'm basically Daniel Champong. I've started an initiative called Talk to Dan, which helps young people break into media through motivational events. And also, I've went to university, I've done broadcast journalism. I graduated with a 2-1 in 2014. I also do freelancing as well, so I film and edit events. Bit of a jack of all trades. I like to edit, I like to hold a camera, direct. I'm also working on lots of different things right now. Also, working on something for my brother's clothing line.
Cool.
God bless the plug. Been filming that as well, so been really hectic, really busy. Always been a creator, director, and just loved filming.
Cool. Okay, so lots to talk about. So let's start with the filmmaking. It sounds like you've got lots going on, but where was that kind of euphoric moment when you knew that filmmaking was for you? Or did you know that filmmaking was for you? Is it something you kind of stumbled upon?
If I'm honest, filmmaking wasn't for me at the start. I wanted to get into personal training.
Oh, okay.
I done PE. I really love sports, but then I kind of went into a whole kind of filming background. I loved when I watched films like Harry Potter and all this, and I said to myself,
Harry Potter.
All these films, I want to know exactly how it's actually filmed and also what's done behind the scenes, knowing exactly the pre-production and knowing what's actually put into a film. I thought that was really important, so I said to myself, I want to learn, and I want to learn the camera, I want to learn how to edit, I want to learn exactly how it's all being directed. And as soon as I got into college and I filmed my first ever film, a short film called Mad World, as soon as I'd done that, I was just like, yeah, I know I want to do filming, and I was just really passionate about it, passionate about the topic, and just really wanted to push a bit.
Okay, so Mad World, that's an interesting title. Give us a bit of background.
Mad World is a short film about a young boy running away from home, from his father, because his father's an alcoholic, but his mum passed away. And basically, he's trying to find freedom, trying to find a friend, someone to fall back on, and he finds that person. And when he finds that person takes him to a safe place. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was a good film, and it actually won an award at college. So I also take every achievement as really important, even if it's college project or because you never know where anything can go anyway.
That's really exciting, and that's a really big issue to deal with at still quite a young age. So when you're filming these documentaries and these films, what's the kind of what do you do in the background to make it happen? Where do you do your research? What's the due diligence that goes into it?
So with a documentary or film, as soon as I know what the topic is, I kind of sit down and say to myself, who am I going to first talk to? So who's going to be on the cast? Who's the best people to contact? So I'm doing a documentary on Can We Eat Healthy for Less right now, and I know people to contact will be a personal trainer, a nutritionist. There's lots of different people to contact, so it's about making that list and knowing exactly who you need to hit first to make the documentary actually break out and actually be what you want it to become.
And who's the most interesting person you've had involved as one of your cast members?
Sam Conniff.
Okay.
Sam Conniff.
Pretty bold with that one.
CEO of Liberty, chairman of Liberty.
Okay.
Yeah, he really gave like a good interview for my last documentary on Is Fast Food Killing Britain's Youth. It's so interesting because when you film an interview, you never know what you're going to get from an interview. You just film it, and he swore in the interview, and because that interview was for university, so it was a dissertation, I didn't know whether I could keep that swear word in, so I spoke to my lecturer and I said, I want to keep that swear word in because it makes it realistic, it shows that he's passionate actually about what he's talking about, fast food. And the most important thing is when he was talking about fast food, he started talking about how we can improve ourselves and how we can actually, it comes down to us as an individual. What he just said was just really motivating. It was powerful, and I just wanted to get it in there. So I just beeped out the swear word. And
so you weren't allowed to include it in your dissertation?
Yeah,
before the watershed?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how important, so you got a 2-1, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Obviously uni's not for everybody. How integral was that to your career path so far? So what did you get out of that degree? And do you feel that it's a really important avenue for people to take?
Uni's not for everyone. I'd say, look, if you're going to go to university and you're going to pay, so much money to go there, go there, make sure you benefit from it. And when you're in university, just don't go there just to get the degree. When I was in university, I made the time to actually, you know, do work experience. So come out of my time, you know, there's cameras at university, as you can see here, the college. There's equipment, there's editing software. Stay late nights and edit, stay late nights and better your trade. And that's what I was doing. And some people say, oh, it's long, it's too much. And you just got to really, you know, if you really want it, you're going to go out there and actually stay back those late nights and actually go to where you want to be. You know?
Yes, so I think what would take is definitely use the facilities that are available.
Yeah.
Talk to the people that are in there, in the college as well. So find these people that have been in the industry and have spoken and have had that experience. And I guess advice. So from university, you've gone on to work with some household names. So Channel 4, Sky, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
How did you contact these people in the first place? What was your break into that industry?
So with Channel 4, I first started off by applying for work experience. Didn't get it first time, applied again, then I got it. And through that work experience, I was there for a week. So whenever you're at a company, you need to show them exactly why you're there. Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to go the extra step? Not to say go make 10 coffees for someone, don't be over the top, but basically, you know, show that you're actually passionate about what you're doing. I was there for a week and they loved me, they really liked me, so they brought me back on an event, which was an event where it showcased a lot of apprentices, so someone from BDC, from ITV, so it was a kind of a joint event. And at the event, I was pouring drinks. I was being a bit of a runner, so I was pouring drinks. You know, I was setting up mics and all kind of stuff. And I spoke to someone on the panel called Andrew Efe, and he's a BBC apprentice, and now he's now doing a lot of things for BBC. He's still there, and it's just about having that confidence and actually going to these events, networking, speaking to people. That's so important, you know. It takes time to become confident. I was never confident at first, but you'll be surprised how easy it is to become confident. You can just talk to someone about what you done last night or your favourite food. And once you talk to people about these certain things, you're able to just talk to them about anything, really, to be honest.
And I think that's really important. So, if you don't know what you don't know, and just be open to that, and don't think that's necessarily a negative thing. When you're meeting with people as well, use them. So many people that are out there are happy to help. They just need to be asked, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
So I guess that's a great way for work experience. That was really, really valuable to you. And I guess that supported you in furthering your career from there and doing more documentaries. When you are working, or when you're creating a documentary for, say, Channel 4 or ITV, how important is it that how the content that you create, is it something that you're able to dictate yourself, or is it something that they have to choose for you?
So when I worked at Channel 4, I actually had to work on a social case study for humans.
Okay.
So everyone knows humans. And
the TV show?
The TV show, yeah.
Nice.
So it was, so this is where I'm going to go into the bit where, like, I was so not confident, because I wasn't confident. When I went to Channel 4, I went into Channel 4, I had to cover someone for a month. I was freelancing, and they threw me the deep end. They said, okay, this is what you got to do. You got to create a 42-minute reel, put everything together that Channel 4 has done, make it look really nice, graphic, bit of designs in there, posters, whatever. And then I had to create my own edit of humans. So I had to basically put together a social case study for humans. So humans was really like, it was really out there. I had to get all the Twitter feeds and all the everything that was basically from social networks. So what people are tweeting, put it all together, and I had to use After Effects. And when I sat down in that seat and I had to use After Effects, I said to myself, I can't do this. This is just difficult. And I used my initiative, and I said, you know what? Let me not stop now. I got this opportunity for a reason, because they saw something in me. And I said, let me look at tutorials. I can ask someone, and nothing's a stupid question. I used to think they're stupid questions, but nothing is a stupid question. And it's about asking people if you need help. If you need help, ask people, but use your initiative first, of course, and actually go out there and, you know, and understand that you need to actually just use initiative.
So you've said the kind of buzzword there, confidence, which is great. Obviously, especially in your industry, you will have a lot of rejection.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've had to kind of overcome? How do you deal with rejection? What's your advice for people that may not know how to deal with rejection? So
all the nice fancy places I've worked, Sky, Channel 4, ITV, I've been rejected so many times, like from lots of different places. I've been rejected from BBC, I applied again, rejected again, I applied again, got rejected again. And I didn't apply again after because there was nothing that suited me for my role there. But I've been rejected so many times, and I just think to myself, you know, oh, I just can't do this anymore. If you're feeling that you can't do it no more, think about why you started. So you started for a reason, and even if you fail 10 times, try that 11th time, you'll get something. I think people need to understand that everyone wants to do what they love, and you can easily do what you want in life, but you want to do what you love. You want to do something that you're passionate about. If you fall flat on your face, get back up again. Remember, like, a vision with no action is just a dream. So my vision is to become a director, a motivator for young people in media, and I'm pushing, and just even sitting here right now, I believe that my dream is I'm going to get to my dream. You know, you have to just be so positive and confident. And another thing I was talking to you about earlier is the power of visualization. So if you guys feel that you can't work at Channel 4 or Sky ITV, visualize yourself sitting in that seat sitting in that seat at Channel 4 or ITV or Sky, because once you start visualizing things, it comes to life. I can tell you that I've experienced it, you know, and if you have that belief in yourself, then you can get anywhere. If you don't believe in yourself, the company can't believe in you, and that's what I think.
Yeah, and I guess the end goal always stays the same, but the short goals might change in order to get there as well.
Exactly.
So being adaptable too, I guess. Okay, so for anyone that wants to be in the industry, for an aspiring filmmaker or even just on set like this, content is obviously a massive thing. So we have tons of social media at our disposal now. How would you, or what would you suggest is a good amount of content to be publishing each week? Is it that simple? How would people go about publishing their work?
Publishing your work, you have to make sure within media you're consistent. You're always updating something. As harsh as it sounds right now, no one cares about what you've done last year. Someone cares about what you've done in the last month, 2 months, 3 months, something that's current. So, you know, I remember when I went to an event and someone asked me, so what are you working on right now? And I said, so I'm working on a documentary. And he said, oh, what's that about? And then once you start sparking a kind of conversation, you're able to talk to them about what your current work is. So always have something going. Even if you feel like you don't have nothing going, create something. Grab a camera, edit something. If you and your friend have been talking about a web series that you wanted to do for, say, 6 months, start doing that web series. Take action now, do it now. Sometimes later becomes never. You know, and I think that's the attitude everyone has to have, young people as well. We are free to do what we want, you know. We're in that position where we can actually get to where we want to be. Absolutely. So what's stopping us? Absolutely,
and action, I think, is the key word there. So if people are taking action, they're creating this content, where should they be publishing?
They should use every single social feed, YouTube, Twitter, just everything. Literally all the social feeds, and put it out there. Even contact companies and tell them what you've done, and don't be afraid to message people. LinkedIn as well is important. I've got my LinkedIn. It's full of professionals. It's amazing what social media has come now. You know, it's like you can get jobs through these places. So just publish it every social aspect that you have.
I think that's a really important message as well, because obviously when you're applying to these places, you have CVs. CVs don't always show your personality. They're not always, you know, a true reflection of you. A lot of young people don't necessarily have the experience. So how do we go about that? And I guess showcasing the projects that you're doing. That's what we do at Your Feed, is we support young people to showcase their projects, but actually give them a taste of who you are and what your capabilities are. You know, what have you done? What's your potential? And using these sites is a great opportunity for that. So publishing it is out in the public domain, so it's out there for everybody to see. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to touch upon, you were saying about CVs. So a lot of people start off this. I started off my CV wrong. You know, I realised why I wasn't getting roles, and you know, you got your personal profile, and then you got your key skills. The most important thing you have to understand is that your personal profile is about you. The first line has to attract the company and say, look, this is what I'm passionate about. Don't go in and say you're highly motivated or you're amazing, you're determined, I need this job. Everyone can say that. That's the robotic approach. You want to go in there and say, you know, this is what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about making films and what you've done. Or if you haven't made a film, just say, okay, I'm passionate about making films, and make it that first sentence has to be hard hitting. Has to really make them feel that they need you in that company. And another thing I was going to say, like, you know, when people write key skills, I'm motivated and determined, they just say, I'm motivated and determined. When we all was in English GCSE, we had to P on our work, you know, point, example, explanation. If you're given a point, give an example, give an explanation, but make it brief. companies like that because it shows how you motivated. So give me a scenario. It be in media or it be just in a life. In life.
So you said something there about, you know, you're passionate about making films, but you may not have done any, but everybody has a phone with a camera, with editing software. There is something that you can do. There's something that you can showcase. If you're interested, start experimenting, start playing with what you've got and the facilities that are around you. And people, you know, brands like this, they just like to see a bit of initiative, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right about contacting. You know, why just go through the normal channels? Why can't you go to the person directly, for instance?
Yeah, for example, when I done my documentary on As Fast As You Can in Britain's Youth, I got a dietitian in there, and everyone said to me, how the hell did you get a dietitian? And I said to them, I just emailed and called up dietitians. I emailed and called up 40 dietitians. 40 dietitians. And a lot of people be like, I don't have the time to do that, that's so long. But if you really want to get what you want, because what I wanted for the documentary, I needed a dietitian. I needed that dietitian, and I managed to get one in the end. One was in Spain and another one wasn't able to do it. A lot of them didn't reply back to me, but one of them replied back to me and said, okay, I'll do it, but why me? Why have you chose me? And then that's where obviously you talk to them and say to them, you know, this is why I've chose you, because you're good for the field. So, you know, if you're gonna go the extra step, you'll go the extra step, but if you're not, you're just gonna sit back and be in that comfort zone, and, you know, people need to come out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, and that one person that says yes could be a life changer.
Yeah, it takes one person to just give you the opportunity, and I've experienced that, you know, just that one person. Yeah, everyone in here has a talent, you know, every young person has a talent. You just got to find it within themselves and start today, you know, rather than it be later.
Wicked, wicked. I think let's ask some questions. So we have an incredible audience here. Who has a question for Daniel? Who wants to be in media, first of all? No, I don't. Okay, we've got huge hands over here. Let's get some questions from the right. Who wants to go first?
Consider to be like your first, what would people would call a big break?
The first big break. I think my first big break was definitely Channel 4, because as soon as I got into the company, I was like, okay, I think it gave me that confidence that if I can get into this company, then I can get into anything else, you know, because when I didn't have Channel 4 and I was doing all my little stuff, at first I felt to myself, I need some sort of recognition, if that makes sense. And that Channel 4 really kind of was the breaking point for me. Kind of started up from there, and then I was able to go back and forth, do events, network, and meet great people as well.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so Channel 4 was your big break.
Yeah.
Sky, ITV, how did that happen? How did it get into those?
With Sky, I applied for a role. I was a creative assistant. Okay. So I worked on, I had to work on basically short form promos where I had to work on the post-production stuff. So it could be on Sky Sports or Sky Atlantic. And basically what I had to do is work on After Effects, kind of adding assets to the promos, logos, doing a bit of working on like Sky Sports stuff. Yeah. So it'd be a Man U versus Chelsea game. And the way that came across, I just applied online for the role, and in the end I got it. But when I got that role, I sat down and revised for the interview like it's a mock exam. Yeah. If you're really that, you know, passionate about something, you will sit down and take out the time. And I sat there for, you know, the application form was so long. I hate application forms, and that sounds really bad because I've done all this work experience and all these jobs, but I don't like them, and they're really long, and they feel like, oh, you know, you got to ask 10 questions to see if you're great for the role, whatever. But if you really want it, you'll go out there and get it.
You'll be prepared as well. Yeah, preparation is key. And I know I was speaking to some young guys over here who are interested in the film and industry and the documentary. Is there anything that you can advise them to do? So what would be your one key takeaway?
My one key takeaway is that get a contacts book, because like right now, Tanya's a contact. So that could lead me to get another opportunity. Every person that you meet is a contact. So a contacts book is just basically a notebook. Get it from Poundland or get it from your old drawer, put everyone in there, and that's where the networking starts. Once the networking starts, it's more opportunities, getting your foot into more doors. That's what it's about.
Wicked, thanks Daniel. Any more questions? Yeah, we have one over here.
Talk about it. Hi, you good?
I'm good, man.
Quick question. Are you still freelance right now?
I'm freelancer now, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna assume that at certain points you're freelance, you've had like dry periods of no work, just down on your luck. Do you have any practical things you did to keep up faith? So aside from telling yourself why you started, did you have things you actually did to maintain or keep your mind state above wherever you may have been feeling at that point in time?
Every morning when I wake up, I have these list of quotes that I read, and these quotes just keep me going, and just having my brothers around me as well motivated me. And these quotes, such as like a vision with an action is just a dream, it just allows me to feel that I need to get to that dream. I still haven't met my dream. Do it now, sometimes later becomes never. So if I stopped my documentary now, then if I do it later, then I might miss the point where it's important to, I might miss the point where it's important to actually release a documentary. So it's best to release it at this time. I've been working on my documentary for 2 years now, and people may think, oh, goodness, like, how are you still going? But I just have that sort of proactivity and determination that I want to get to where I want to be. So it's just the quotes that I read every morning, and also just knowing that I need to get to where I need to be, it's just allowed me to get to push forward.
That's a good one. Any other questions?
Can I get one more in as well?
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask for everyone who doesn't want to ask questions and be real forward with it. So now you was talking about events and networking, right? Cool. Let's say you got people in the room who are shy. Do you have maybe three tips you give to networking? You walk in a room, how do you work a room? 3 tips.
And you're shy, you just don't know what you're...
You're shy, you're in your, introverted? You're introverted.
Yeah.
You walk in a room, mad TV people, or maybe a room like this right now, people really important here. How do you spark conversation?
Like I was saying earlier, just you have to talk about just the weird things, you know, what you had for lunch last night, or what you had for dinner. But the main thing is to build that confidence. It's quite hard because I started like that, you know. I went to these events and I was walking around kind of whatless, not knowing who to talk to and what to do. And I think the most important thing is just understanding that it will take time, and sometimes you might have to go to an event and not get any contacts the first time, but it will take kind of a period of time. Maybe your third event you become more confident, and you might actually bring a friend and grab a friend with you and actually become more confident. I always say if you're starting out, go with a friend, because you kind of sort of have that sort of confidence because you're with someone, if that makes sense.
So I would also say, know why you're in the room. So what are your objectives? You know, what do you want to get out of it? A lot of the times you can find out who's also going, and just engaging in conversation. Everyone was born the same way, so we all, you know, no one is better than anybody else. Never be afraid to go up and speak to somebody. And if you know what your objectives are, you should kind of pinpoint the right people to speak to. So even if nothing comes out of it, you know, you've made that contact, and even if they're not a contact there and then, there'll be a contact in 2 years' time. You know, stay connected as well. So that's the other, and follow up. Follow up with anybody that you speak to. Even if it's a tweet, if it's the next day, maybe in 6 weeks' time, just keep connected. You never know where people are going to be from like, tomorrow, 6 months, a year's time, and you never know how you may be able to support each other as well. Anybody else? Is anyone? Yeah? One more?
So you would agree that perseverance is definitely a big key attribute to have when you're working the way you do. But what other attribute would you say it would be essential to have if you were to do what you would do? So walk into a room and network. You need to keep trying, but what else would you say?
Be confident within yourself and believe in yourself. Because when you're in that room and you don't believe in yourself and you're not confident with yourself, you're kind of lost in the source. So you're not really knowing why you're in that room. So I've gone to that event for a reason. My objectives are to obtain contacts, but at the same time understand and meet different people and create a diverse range of contacts. So, you know, some person could be a filmmaker, or someone could be a director for short form or long form. Understanding what your passion is, so you can actually dib and dab into what other people are doing.
I'd just say, don't be afraid if you don't know what you don't know, because people appreciate when you ask questions. People think that it's a use of initiative as well. You know, you're there for a reason. So you don't know something, ask. Don't feel like you should know everything. Don't feel like you should be the most knowledgeable person, in your field, in the room. Things change all of the time, so no one ever knows anything. So don't think that any question is a silly question as well.
Yeah, picking up on that as well. Like I used to think some questions that I had in my head were silly questions. Like just like at the back there was saying, I'm going to ask questions for people that want asking. If you have a question, just always ask it. Like you'll regret at the end if you didn't answer, because you just need the answer to that question. Someone's always there to give you the answer. If your best friend's not there to give you it, then someone else can give it to you. Do you understand?
So I reckon some key takeaways from today: take action.
Yeah.
Be visual
Yeah.
on social. Just get out there.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Network.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have your objectives as well. Have
Yeah.
your goal. Have your dream. What is
Exactly.
it that you're interested in doing? And do you know, that's okay if that changes as well. You may be interested in something at some point. You go down that path and it doesn't work out for you. Don't be afraid to change it and try something new. There's tons of opportunities out there, aren't there?
Yeah, media is so broad. So, you might be interested in short form. You might be interested in long form. So big film, short form. Be web series, whatever it may be. So take your time to think actually what you want to do. I know I want to get into documentaries because I love investigating. I love researching. So do what you're passionate about and just keep hitting that road.
Wicked. Anything else to wrap up?
Have a keen eye for detail as well. I realise a lot of young people, what we do, we're on our phones and we love Snapchat, we love Twitter, whatever, but we might not look around and see what's going on. So I'm talking about looking around and seeing posters on the wall for colleges, stuff like there could be like a role going on. Okay, there's a production assistant role going on for someone to get on shoot for this, or even when you're outside, just always look around, buses, everything. I always look around when I'm walking. I never look straight. So you always got to just have a keen eye for detail and know what's going on around you.
And how can people get in touch with you if they want to learn more?
They can get in touch with me through my Instagram, which is talk_to_Dan. I do have some business cards on me as well, which I can give later.
Cool.
That's a number 2, by the way. And yeah, they can also follow me on my YouTube page, which is Talk to Dan as well.
Cool. Yeah. So, and your feed as well. So at Your Feed UK, give us a cheeky follow too. I think Daniel has given a great insight into what it is to be in the media. Don't give up, be perseverance. Persevere, don't be perseverance. Know what you want to do, take action. Action is the most important
Start today, literally. And everything, you have to understand that everything I've said to you today, I've said it for a reason. I want people to take action.
Cool.
You may not do it today, but you'll definitely do it.
Wicked.
When you're definitely.
Nice one. Okay, so thank you all for watching. #the channel live at Barking Dagenham College, and I hope to see you again soon.